twice. Love to me was never worth the price, but with you, this is brand new. Casting calls, auditions for the part. I'm trying to find the queen of my heart, and with you, I think the search ends with you. Said maybe I'm too late for letting my heart get caught up. There's no guarantee your ass will still be here tomorrow, 'cause you could just leave me and I would go crazy. Promise you'll stay. Promise you'll stay. Don't ever leave me. Don't ever leave me. Promise you'll stay. Promise you'll stay. Don't ever leave me. Don't ever leave me. If you take your love away from me, I'll go crazy. I'll go insane. If all my love for you is all in vain, I'll go crazy. I'll go insane. And maybe your promise is a comfort to a fool, and I really don't mind being a fool for you, 'cause you are the best thing that's happened to me. Promise you'll stay. Promise you'll stay. Don't ever leave me. Don't ever leave me. Promise you'll stay. Promise you'll stay. Don't ever leave me. Don't ever leave me. Oh. No, baby, no, baby, no. Don't ever leave me. Don't ever leave me. Don't ever leave my
What's up, it's your boy Q Christopher in the Nocturnal Suite with Costa, Tati Dani, and Ais in the building. And as we promised, Mr. Anthony Moore is in the building. Welcome to the show, brother.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely welcome. So I ran into this dude at the Highline Ballroom.
Right.
Yeah, and met him, didn't hear him, I haven't seen anything on social media, and at the time it was for you to get up on that stage. Yeah, I went upstairs and I took a listen, and you were funny. You were hilarious, actually. Some pretty good
thanks,
stuff, man. And not only was I laughing, the crowd was laughing. It was a full house. He was doing this thing up there, and people responded really well. And not to take anything away from the other comedians that performed, but you saw the difference between the response to the comedians and even the artists as well. How did that make you feel, man?
Well, that's what I live for. Like every show that I do, I want the crowd to say, "Yo, that kid." Like even if they don't remember my name, they'll remember like a certain joke, like that kid that was talking about living in New York or being in school. Like he was the best. Like that's. But that show, I mean, I came into it confident just because, like, what I've been through the past year, like, performing in New York, I've been performing with the best. Yeah. So, I was ready for that.
He was ready for it.
Nice.
How do you gather your material? I mean, living in New York, there's enough material. But.
Right, yeah. So, I take it from every aspect of my life, whether it's me, like, whether I'm talking about my relationship with my girl, working in schools, working with kids, being in college, at home life, stuff going on in the news, stuff I might see on social media, like what's ever trending. I just pull it from there. Yeah. And it's really a simple process.
Like, so How did you get started?
So I got started when I was in high school. I used to do I'm like around the time the first iPhone came out. I would just do little YouTube videos and like no editing or anything, like just straight like 20-30 minute videos, and I would just upload it to YouTube every week. But it was more so just stuff that my friends in school would get. It wasn't really universal. It was like more so inside jokes. So then I was doing that for a little while. Then when Twitter started to become a thing, like 2010, I was on that doing the trending topics. And then in my beginning of the spring semester, my freshman year of college, 2011, they needed the new host for the Black Student Union talent show. They do it once a year, but the guy that hosted it, he graduated, so they needed a new host. So everybody was coming up to me like, "Yo, we think you should do it. Like, you funny. Like, we see all your tweets." And I'm like, "That's online, or like I'm funny in conversation. I can't go up on stage. That's a whole different animal right there." But then my friends, they just talked me into doing it. After that, like it went great. Like I had no material prepared. Just went up there just talking, and it went good. So after that, I just started going to open mics in Philly and things like that. Just hitting different bar shows and just networking, meeting different comedians. Yeah.
So you were born in Philly, Philadelphia.
Born and raised.
Okay. So what's the difference between the crowds in New York and Philly?
The most difference is the diversity.
Okay.
In Philly, performing there, the crowds are just, I know I'm performing for black, white people, mostly from Philly, some from South Jersey, some from Delaware. But for the most part, it's just black, white people from the tri-state area. Okay. Whereas performing up here, I perform at this club, the Comedy Cellar on West 4th. Is like basically the top club in the world. Like because the talent, you never know who you gonna see. But those crowds are so diverse. It might be a family from Canada sitting next to a family from France, or like sitting next to like a family from California. So and I got to make all these different people from different cultures and backgrounds laugh at the same thing. And I remember like when I first came up here, like I have a joke about Chick-fil-A, right? And I remember when I first did it at the club, like it got a little chuckle, but this is a joke that kills, like murders in Philly. But it was like up here, Chick-fil-A was like a new thing. So so basically, the joke, I say, I was talking about like how first I break down like just different like types of diversity that you need in your life. And I say like at school, like now I have gay friends, right? And I say like gay people, they taking over. I say like gay people that almost got Chick-fil-A open on Sundays, right? And it was like that joke, it kills. But up here, everybody like what's Chick-fil-A? Like it's closed on Sundays? Like what? Like they just didn't know.
That's a club.
So so things like that. It just taught me how to be more universal, and now I could do that joke where I know how to transition to it and bring the people into my world, and so where they still understand it.
So do you study your market? So say you go into a new spot, do you study the type of people that come in? Because you could prepare material and go there and you see a crowd that's just like, okay, this material is not going to match. Right. So what do you do at that point?
It really like that's a great question. I keep it the same. Like I still do the same stuff, but I might introduce it a different way. Okay. Whereas like I know some crowds, they might want to just hear just straight material. Some crowds, if it's a little rowdy, I might have to settle them down and talk to them for a little bit, do a little crowd work, and then like just go back and forth between talking to the crowd, then material, just so I make sure I keep their attention.
Right.
What's your favorite part of, besides of course making the crowd laugh? Like, what's your favorite part of the whole process?
Welcome back to Nocturnal Vibes.
The thing I really like,
Christopher, you hear that, Tati?
I enjoy
with my co-star Anais and Anais. You know, someone corrected me on that, the pronunciation of it.
All right, the thing I really like, that I really enjoy the process. I actually like the silence. Like when I have the whole crowd just quiet, waiting for the next word. because like I remember when I first started early on, I would just be so fast like with my jokes, like just speeding through everything, because I always took it as, oh, they're not laughing right now. Like I need them constantly laughing.
Right.
And then one of my friends, he's been doing comedy like years before me. Like he has at least 10 years on me. And I remember he came. This comedian Monroe Martin. He's also from Philly, but now lives up here. And I remember he was headlining at my school, and he let me open up for him. And my set was okay, but he went up and just made it look so easy. Sat down, was sitting on the stool, just killing for an hour, just in and out of jokes, and it just made it look so easy. And then he was just breaking it down to me like sometimes they're quiet because they're listening. Like they're still with you.
You got their attention.
Yeah. So now, like I remember I did a show in Flatbush like a few months ago. Rowdy crowd. First few comedians like bombed. Then there was like this one comedian. She went on before me, got booed. Then they brought me up, and it was like as soon as I went up, somebody was like, "Say something funny," right? Like it was like they was ready. They were they was ready to not listen. Then when I hit them with my first joke, they was like, "Oh, he good." Then like halfway in, it was like I turned this rowdy crowd and just had them completely silent, just waiting for the next joke. So that's what I love.
Now, are you a demonstrator? Like I know a lot of comedians, they incorporate demonstrations. No,
like some jokes, like you mean like doing act outs? Yeah. Some jokes, kinda, but not really. Like I'm like that's just not my style. Like, and I've tried it before, but it just doesn't come off real. It's like my style is more so a little laid back, and because I know that about myself. Like I'm not good with doing impressions of the characters. That's why I put so much emphasis on my writing, and I make sure the joke is just so far left field you wouldn't even expect it. So.
You know, majority of the time your jokes are about your family or artists and stuff like that. So with the material things that are coming out now as far as Trump and Kanye and Childish Gambino, do you pull from material for that? Or whatever is going on, current events is going on now, do you use some of that?
Some of it, but I try to make it not too topical because I try to make it more so like just something about my life or how I feel. So because eventually the Trump jokes are going to be worn out in a year or so, or like the Kanye, or like those are like just more trendy now. Like those topics probably like won't be talked about a few months from now. Whereas I'll always be able, no matter how old I am, I'll always be able to talk about my experiences in college or dealing with my girlfriend or living at home with my parents or stuff like that.
Okay.
So
favorite comedian?
That's favorite comedian. It's a mixture of like some of the bigger guys and some like unknown guys. Chappelle, I think he's the best, like to do it. Like he just gave us 4 specials in this past year.
Yeah,
that's insane. Like cause to think about, all right, it seemed like Kevin Hart isn't stopping, right? Like he put out 5 specials in the past 8 years, and Chappelle to give us 4 in 1.
Yeah,
and then like that is ridiculous.
The money
like
was right.
Yeah, like
that's what it was.
But finally, they put some respect on his name.
Yeah, like people don't understand how good he is. Like I remember drop through, and when he comes in, like he'll usually close out the show because he's going to go over a long amount of time, and I seen him do about 2.5 hours.
Wow,
easy up there drinking, smoking cigarettes, and just making it look so effortlessly.
Yeah. So
Chappelle, my mentor is this guy named Toure. He's from Philly.
Okay.
Toure. He's one of the people that helped get Kev started, and a lot of the other Philly comedians started.
I think he mentioned him in his book, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Like Two is so funny.
Have you met Kevin yet? Or?
Yeah. That's how like I got into Comedy Cellar. So Kev, he had a show called Heart of the City, and that's what I was on. It was on Comedy Central.
Okay.
And I was on there representing the whole Philly comedy scene. It was basically, he went to 8 different cities across the U.S. looking for like the top comedians from the city.
Sorry, but wasn't that recent?
What, Heart of the City?
Yeah.
Well,
Like a year or two ago?
Yeah, I was on it. My episode. So, the second season just passed. I was on the first season.
Yeah.
So I was on there. My episode came like to the end of 2016.
That's
2016. Yeah, and like he really looked out for me a lot. Like he's really a great, genuine person. Like that's how I got in at the Comedy Cellar.
Nice.
Like, and because to get in there, you gotta have a bunch of TV credits or recommendations or movie credits, stuff like that. And Kev, he vouched for me at a time where like no other clubs up here would book me or give me the opportunity.
And you got in the best one.
Right? Yeah, that's what's so insane. Like literally. All right, so
I'm sorry to go. Did Kevin hear your work already, or he just met you? And
like so he saw me. Only time I met him before was when we taped the show.
Okay.
So we taped that show. We taped that April 2016. The show aired November 2016. But I didn't run into him again until January of last year. And like I remember like around this time, because like I was doing bad at the time. Like I got fired from my job. Like wasn't working. No clubs or like anything was booking me up here. And it was just like getting really frustrating. Like I was ready to just go back to Philly.
What would you have done?
But if I would have went back, I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like it was just I was just broke. I couldn't afford staying up here anymore.
Gotcha.
So one night I had a show at this club around 78th Street, and I was doing a check spot. A check spot is the worst spot on a comedy show because you're performing when everybody is paying their tab, like everybody paying their checks. So one of my friends texted me like, yo, Kevin Town, like he at this club, and he was at this club around like 20th Street. I'm like, man, like I'm still waiting to go in. Like it's 2 comedians, then I still gotta do my spot. Like I'm gonna try to get down there. So after I get off stage, he texted me that he left. So I'm like, let me go down to the cellar to see if he down there, because that's where all the big comedians go through when they work on stuff.
Smart
so,
man.
and it's funny because that night, me and my girl, we were supposed to get something to eat. And I'm like, yo, let's go get some wings at the cellar. But so she thinking we going there for food. I'm going there to see him, right?
Yeah.
You got a date.
So, right, yeah. So I get down there, and the way it is like the basement is where the show is at, and it's a restaurant up top, and we in the restaurant area. So we come through the door at the restaurant part. He got all these big people around him. So
you didn't see him?
Like, I'm like, I could kind of see him, but like, I was nervous to go over there because I'm thinking like, one, like that might be his security.
Right.
Then I only met him one time before. I don't know how he gonna act. Then I look over, and I see like it's not security. It's LeBron, Tristan Thompson. Like so it's like now I'm really scared, right? So I'm standing by the door, like if they walk out, they gotta walk by me.
Right.
So they get up to walk out. Like a few of the Cavs players, they was leaving. So he walks by me. So I called him, right? But he didn't turn around the first time. Then I called him again. He turned, and like when he saw it was me, like he gave me a hug, like asked me how I been and everything. And he was just like so cool. He asked me, was I getting on stage? At that time, I really wasn't. He was like, all right, well, when I get off stage, I'm gonna introduce you to everybody here.
That's what's up.
Yeah, like,
Nice.
and that changed everything. Cause I went from not performing, not getting on stage really, to like performing at the best club and with the top comedians. And there'll be nights where he'll go up, do a half hour, and I gotta follow him. Or like,
how does that work?
Like, so it's like the way the shows are. It'll be like a regular lineup of like a bunch of Comedy Central guys or like people with Netflix specials.
But following him though.
Oh, but like following him, the first time I was nervous. Like the first time, like it's like this the biggest dude in the world right now.
Right.
So I was nervous, but then I realized like the energy was just so high. I could just ride his wave. Like those are really when I have my best sets. Where like a guy like that to drop in, or like I had to follow Louis a few times when he was working on his SNL monologue, or like
You-
Aziz. So it's
You
like,
don't,
oh no, go ahead.
you don't think that, because I don't think that you can follow up someone great and just be great after them because they were great.
Yeah.
I think that if you follow up someone great, it's because you are great too.
Yeah.
I think that if you weren't funny,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Boo! Bring," as Jess would say, "Boo!
Right,
Bring
yeah.
Kevin back!
Right,
Like,
yeah.
get off stage."
Yeah.
But I think the fact that you can keep them laughing and keep their energy, even if it doesn't increase, but keep it at that momentum where they're
Yeah.
still like going home like jittery as hell, like. I feel like that speaks to your talent. And
Yeah.
it's not just really about Kevin. It's like, okay, Kevin, you need to watch out. I think you
Yeah.
need to start saying that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need to watch out, bro, because I'm about to
Yeah.
have a tour now. Like,
No, yeah,
I think that's a big deal to keep, because people could turn on you fast. 'Cause
Right, yeah.
They could turn on you fast. Just how they make you famous, they will break you and
No.
make you broke. So
Yeah.
for you to be able to
Yeah.
keep that up, and if you notice, I think that's Q.
Yeah.
That's what Q is getting at. Do you notice that you're keeping these people happy?
Yeah, yeah.
If you
definitely.
are, that's good for you. And
Yeah.
like you
a good
need to take
following,
that. Yeah, take that in your heart and know like, okay, I'm on something here.
Yeah, cause like I realized that cause on most of the shows, like I said, everybody has these major TV credits where like it would be a person with a Comedy Central half hour, their Netflix special, or a lot of people from the Daily Show with Trevor Noah, they perform on there. Whereas like me, my only credit is Heart of the City, which was like this show that wasn't really promoted the best. And like I got more love on it promoting my clips through Twitter than people actually saw it on TV. So it's like I'm the unknown guy on the lineup all of the nights. So for me to where these guys, they'll get the benefit of the doubt to get a laugh. Even if something isn't funny, it's like, all right, I see where he was going with that. He was trying something. Like but like we know he's funny. Where me, I gotta prove that. Like off the rip. So it's no like I know all my laughs are genuinely like I have to earn that from them.
Yeah, we got booed off the stage.
Yeah. yeah. I got booed. It's crazy. I'll never forget this show.
course you
like all my friends, they told me to let it go, but I'll never forget it. It was like 2012. I remember like my first few months in comedy, I'm killing everything. Like I was the new hot kid on the scene in Philly. And one of my friends from high school, he put together like he said he was trying to do like a Apollo type thing where it would be a variety show of like rappers and comedians mixed up, and they had this Instagram guy from Philly host. So, and it was just like first time I should have known the show was gonna go bad because there was no chairs.
No chairs.
No, like so it really wasn't set up for comedy. Like because in comedy you need to be relaxed.
Right.
So it's like no chairs. All right, this is really just a rap show. so rappers go up. Then a few of my friends, the comedians, they went on earlier in the show, but they were just messing with the crowd, so they were cool. I went on like real late in the show after all these rappers, and they wasn't trying to hear any comedy at all. Like me, like I was going in there just trying to do material where I should have just had fun and just messed around with
The
them.
crowd, yeah.
They got me out of there quick.
Sandman came
Boo.
through.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
him out here.
that shit was crazy.
But do you think it was the crowd? Like it just was like oil and water, or do you think like like my jokes was
No, it was definitely the crowd.
Oil and
No,
water.
Not my
no,
jokes.
no. It was the crowd.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Where would you like to perform? I'm pretty sure Madison Square Garden is on your list.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like so, in the next year or so, I want to really start headlining across comedy clubs. Then, the year or two after that, I want to start doing theaters. Then eventually, like just arenas.
Okay,
So I want to do it step by step.
nice.
Yeah.
But it's so tough. It's just building that following right now. Because the game is just totally different.
It is, and that's because of what, social media.
Yeah.
And everybody has a skit. What you want to say, Tati?
No, I was just gonna ask. So, like, typically, because I know it's more of a night thing. So, are you going out like every night? Like, how is your scheduling in terms of your performances?
When I first got out here, I was just out every night. But now I try to take a few days. Like, I try to take a day or two off during the week, just so. Like, cause a lot of comedians, they think you just gotta stay on stage every night. It's like, no, you still need to live to have something to talk about. So I cut back on it. I try to get out at least 4 or 5 times a week, like that.
So you eventually want to headline arenas and such, but do you want to only stay in the comedian lane, like, or do you want to hopefully kind of do what Kevin is doing and also have movies and whatever else Kevin's got going on? And I'm not comparing, but I'm saying, because I got confused earlier when we were talking about comedians. I'm like, is Adam Sandler just a funny actor or a comedian? He's just a funny actor. But you can take your comedian and use that to make some big money.
Which
so
which most comedians do anyway.
Right. Yeah, I want to act. I definitely do want to act. I want to have my own TV show, like my own sitcom. But I know, like, stand-up is always going to be my go-to. That's the thing that I want to be, like, that's my strong point. That's the thing that I'm best at. So that's the thing I definitely want to be remembered for it. But I want to do all the other stuff eventually, too.
So, I haven't thought of, like, an actual name for the world, but I would just say the freelance entertainment industry you're in. Would you? I think I forgot, guys.
It's quite all right.
That was so quick. I forgot. I'll come back to it.
Now, how do you feel about, like, because I remember, like, BET used to do, like, a stand-up thing, right? And then you had, I think, for a small, I think so.
Coming to the stage.
I'm not 100%. Which one is the one that little boy, little JJ, was performing on, right?
Coming to the stage.
Yeah, and how, like, he got in these little roles or whatever. Now we don't even hear from him.
Right.
So, like, how do you feel in terms of that? Like, keeping your momentum and different things like that and taking advantage of the opportunities that are presented?
I guess, well, in a case like that, he wasn't really ready for it. Because, like, I mean, he was so young, so it's like, in any industry, if you get it fast, you could lose it fast because there's no substance, or I don't want to try to put him down, but it's like it's no you really didn't build up and take the time to really perfect your craft. Whereas Lil JJ, when he got on, he was like what, like 8 or 9.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like he was doing comedy for that long. With me, I know I'm gonna always be good. Because right now, at this point, I've been doing comedy a little over 7 years now. So I'm starting to get that foundation of figuring out who I am and stuff like that. And I know, like, if you strip me away from everything else, whether it's like the social media or anything, I know if you give me a microphone and tell me to go on stage, I could be funny. I know I could do that.
Now, do you believe in, because oftentimes they say that it takes at least 10 to 15 years. Do you believe in that, like being in the arena that you're in?
Yeah. No, I definitely do. Like I was always like good. I knew how to make the crowd laugh, but now like I really know what I'm doing now. I really know exactly. Like before, the laughs I was getting were cool, but now my material is just on another level, and I'm starting to really become myself and be comfortable on stage.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is what I was trying to say earlier. Like being a comedian, you have to be your own boss. You have to be your own. You said you had a manager. No, you have a mentor.
Right.
But you still would have to, do your part in terms of managing and promoting yourself. So how do you, and with the new, everything is social media now.
Right.
But how do you promote yourself, and like how are you your own agency, your own? Yeah,
it's crazy. I just started promoting myself. Like And the funny thing is, I have a marketing degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all my friends were getting on me like, yo, you got this marketing degree and you don't even use it.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, I really started putting it to use. Like, I remember back in December, I had a meeting with an agent that was kind of want to represent me. And we sat down in his office, and he was just telling me how much, like, same thing my friends were telling me from years ago, how much he loved my Twitter. He was like, yo, your tweets are so good. Like, you one of the people, like, I have to see what you're saying. So then he was like, you got any videos online? And no, at the time, like, I only had one video. I had a YouTube video. I did a Kanye and Sway parody, right? And that got about 17,000 views on YouTube, my one and only video. And I just never did anything after that.
Nice.
He was like, yo, people like what you do. Like, why don't you put out more content? So I'm like, you right. Like, let me start doing that. So then, January, I started putting out videos. Dropped my first video. It got like, first day, I got 2,000 retweets.
Nice.
I did a like, you know how girls do the makeup tutorials?
Mm-hmm.
I did a do-rag one. like just step by step, like guys putting on a do-rag. So I did that. Then I started, like, I always would have viral tweets, but I started peeping with certain people would do, like, you know how like a up-and-coming rapper, they get a viral tweet, and then under it, they'll say, while y'all here, check out my SoundCloud, right? But it's like nobody is taking the time to do that, because it's like, come on, people so lazy. It's like, all right, you want me to check this out? I gotta go to another app, and you taking me away from Twitter. So what I started doing, every time I get a viral tweet, I would put my Comedy Central video under it, and I say, like, while y'all here, check out my stand up,
Nice.
right? And then so many people start sharing my video, like, oh,
I would look at that though.
Yeah, like,
comedy's different, because music could be
Yeah.
Right.
really ass.
yeah,
like,
because
so-
I'm telling, like, so many people was hitting me up like, yo, this the best while you were here tweet, or finally somebody added a good link to it. So that's how I just started promoting myself, like through that.
So still to this day, Twitter is where you're at.
Yeah.
Find you on Twitter, not
Yeah.
Instagram.
Like, I'll
got it.
use Instagram every now and then, but
To each his own.
Not
You gotta
really.
know yourself.
yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta
like,
know
yeah,
yourself.
like Twitter is my lane, and I know eventually once I build up the following of that, it'll cross over into my Instagram, but Instagram just not my thing.
And maybe you'll bring
Yes.
Twitter back. But I mean, maybe people still be on. I don't go on
Yeah.
Twitter, but
What stage you hitting up next, boss?
What stage?
Stage, yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah, I'm in Delaware tomorrow. I'm doing a Mother's Day show in Philly.
Okay.
Then I'll probably be back up here somewhere next week.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
So you booked up,
trying slowly getting there.
pretty much.
booked
Slowly.
and busy. Booked and busy.
Yeah.
So before you leave, let the world know where they can find you. Twitter, social
Yeah,
media. all
Twitter, Instagram, all that and more. That's all that, like the TV show ANDMOORE. Facebook, Anthony Moore. My website, AnthonyMooreComedy.com. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
that. All right. So leave us maybe one of your favorite jokes.
Oh man, that's
And if we don't laugh, I don't know.
It's more story cue.
yeah. All right, so one of my favorites. This is actually a true story. Like, and this is when I knew I was funny when I came up with this, because it's based on my life, and like it was. I turned something so sad into like something funny.
Right.
So I talk about how I was having relationship problems, but not with my girl. Like I had two different barbers, right? And I say, like, my original barber, he got locked up. Like, at first I'm selling him, like I'm sending him pictures of me growing out my hair to let him know I'm holding him down like I'm supposed to. But as the weeks and months started to go by, I started feeling vulnerable because I got needs. But then, like, when he got out, I didn't know how to tell them about each other, because I care about them, but I haven't figured out the right way how to tell them about each other. And then it's messed up because when I go into the barbershop, he questioning me like about marks on my neck, like where you been, who you been seeing. And then, like, when my barber not there, the other ones, they try to seduce me into a haircut. My barber walking on us, I got the cape around my neck, like I'm like, no, Earl, it's not what it look like. So Like that's my favorite because that's really how
Some
it
real
happened.
stuff, yeah.
That's really how it happened. Like my barber, he got locked up, and then when he got out, it was like, who do I see?
Who do I
Yeah.
That's what's up. Some good stuff. Listen, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming by the Nocturnal Suite.
Thanks for having
You
me.
got some good stuff going on, and then, like I said, you got next, man. You got some good stuff going on. So we definitely got to check out one of his shows.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say send us some shows,
Yeah.
some show dates for when you're in the local area.
Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna be in Caroline's.
Okay, when?
I'm gonna be at Caroline's on the 22nd. I think that's a Tuesday.
All right, that's
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Caroline's. I think I want to say that's like a 7:30 or 8:00.
okay. That's what's
Yeah.
up. We can come through 42nd Street area, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, cool. Well, once again, thank you for coming through.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the good work, man.
Uh,
You're
thanks,
funny dude.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
Absolutely. Listen, I want to shout out to all the listeners for tuning in, of course. We'll be here next week, Thursday, doing what we do best. Ladies, enjoy your rest of your weekend.
You too,
Keep it
Keep
Kira.
it sexy. Oh, it
And
is Mother's Day
listeners.
weekend. Yo, we didn't shout out
Oh,
Mother. It is
wow.
Mother's Day weekend. So
This
shout out to
weekend?
the mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So
Shout out to
Love
the
your
moms.
mama. Give her a hug and kiss.
Yeah. That's what's up. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.
Keep it sexy.
Nocturnal Vibes Radio.
What do you do when you got nothing left to say? Do you just shut down? Do you change your ways? When it's all done, do you just let it waste away? Or do you get back up and find the words to say? Like I'm sorry, yeah. Cause girl, you was right, I was wrong. Can we find a way to move on? Like I'm sorry, yeah. Cause girl, at the end of the day, I know that you're feeling the same, like you wanna get back. Hey. Don't you wanna get back? Hey. Let's get all that rowdy. Just give me that body. I know I've been naughty, but girl, I'm so sorry. Don't you wanna get back? Cause I wanna get back. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What do you do when they won't pick up the phone? And do you leave that message? Or do you leave it alone? What do you do when she won't open up the door? And do you break it down? Or do you beg and moan like I'm sorry, yeah? Can't believe that I've been such a fool. Nobody can love me like you, God, I'm sorry, yeah. I'm promising you better days. Please believe me when I say it, I wanna get back. Yeah. Still don't wanna get back. Oh, ooh, yeah. Let's get good and rowdy. Just give me that body. I know I've been naughty, but girl, I'm so sorry. Don't you wanna get back? Yeah, cause I wanna get back. Ooh, wanna get back. Oh, said I wanna get back. Hey, can we get it on back to the way we used to be? Hey, can we get it on back to the way we used to be? Can we get it on back to the way we used to be? To the way we used to be. Can we get it on back to the way we used to be? Can we get it on back to the way we used to be? Can we get it on back to the way we used to be? Get on back to the way, baby. Get on back to the way we used to be. To the way we used to love. wanna get back. Yeah. Said I wanna get back. Don't you wanna get back?